Hey there, so you're wondering if it's too late to buy a house in Salt Lake City, Utah? Well, you're in luck. This video is all about that, and we're gonna hop into it right now. Hey there, Mariah here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new. This channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every time we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time that are relocating or looking to make a move here to Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our absolute pleasure to connect with you. So I've had a couple clients reach out recently, and the question has been, hey Mariah, I'm thinking about making a move to Utah, but is it too late to buy a home, or is it a good time? Is it a bad time? What are your thoughts? Well, let me give you my thoughts. Number one, the number of houses we are seeing on the market has increased. Yes, has increased. And the days that those houses have been staying on the market have been significantly longer. We know during COVID, houses were sitting on the market for days, right? And within days, if a seller didn't get multiple offers, they were wondering, what is going on? Why have we not gotten multiple offers yet, right? Homes were an average of 7 days on the market or less. Well, now we are seeing an average days on market is 30 plus days. Yes, 30 plus days. And we're looking at that even, being longer than that, but that's what we're seeing. And so if you're thinking like, hey, I want to get into a house, but I'm not quite sure yet, is now still a good time? Well, yes, in the fact that you as a buyer will have a better chance of getting into a home or into a neighborhood that is actually something that you want to be in, and you won't feel as much pressure, or you will not feel as rushed to get into that place, simply because we're seeing, like I said, the average days on market is longer, and the inventory that we are having here in Utah is more. So houses are not turning as quickly, meaning they're not selling as fast. So because they're not selling as fast, they're sitting on the on the market longer. With that being said, you as a buyer have so much more power, you have so much more leverage and control in that situation, because there are lots of sellers that are needing to sell and they want to get out, but they can't yet. And so they're waiting for the right buyer to come along, which means that you oftentimes have more power to negotiate. You have more power and you have more leverage to do your inspections, to do all of your due diligence, to not be waiving appraisals like we were seeing before, and simply to have a moment to breathe and to make sure that house is really right for you. So is now a good time in that sense? Absolutely, absolutely. Going right along with that, is now a good time to buy a house? Well, we are seeing a significant amount of price reductions here in Utah. Yes, a ton of price reductions. In fact, every 2 in 5 houses has had a price reduction now. And because of those price reductions, there's more opportunity and more of a chance to negotiate that actual listing price, because we are seeing a lot of homes get put on the market, and that initial original listing price that we were seeing, a lot of times people are listing their houses according to what the market was even just 6 months ago. And the market 6 months ago is different than it is right now today. So because of that shifting market, sometimes people, sellers sometimes will have to reevaluate, well, wait a minute, my house 6 months ago was worth this. In fact, my neighbor had sold their house for this much, but that was 6 months ago. And 6 months ago, we were seeing interest rates in the 4s, in the 5s, right? Well, right now, currently, as I am shooting this video, interest rates as of yesterday had even peaked and had gone even a little bit higher than 7%. 7% compared to a 3 or 4 or 5% interest rate is a big difference. And because of those increase in the interest rates, there, potential buyers that would have been able to buy at that price point may not be able to buy at that price point now, simply because that interest rate is higher and those monthly payments will be, too high for them to afford. So now they need to look at a different price range. So leveraging that, the days on market, the increase in interest rates, the houses, the inventory, that there are more houses that are sitting on the market now for you as a buyer, that is a really good thing. That is a really good thing, that you are not having to waive your inspections and your due diligence, that you can take a moment to breathe, and you don't have to just throw an offer in the ring just to hopefully pray and, that it gets accepted. So you have more of a moment. Going along with that, because of this shift we have seen in these last few months, again, with inventory up, with number of days on market, with interest rates up, we are seeing that new home builders, if you decide that you're thinking about the new home construction route, new home builders are giving big time incentives right now. Yes, big time incentives. Before, like I said, 6 months ago, they were not having to give incentives because they simply had a waiting list a mile long, many of these builders, and they constantly were just, okay, yep, get on the waiting list. We're 6 months out, we're a year out, we're a year and a half out. You can buy the lot, but we're not even planning on building. Well, right now we are seeing premium lot incentives, which means there are certain developments that have what are premium lots, that lots with maybe a better view or better location, right? More desirable, or maybe even a larger lot. Well, some builders are giving more of incentives like that, where they're taking their lot premiums and they're reducing the costs on that. Some of them are also giving lender incentives, where the lenders, they will do a free, the buyer's doing, or the builder is doing a free rate lock. So they are doing rate locks on certain homes where, hey, we'll have this home built in X amount of time and we will guarantee this rate lock. And so there are a lot of people that are, a lot of builders right now that are doing the rate locks. A lot of builders right now that are giving, incentives on lot premiums. And then a lot of builders too are also giving price reductions. Yes, price reductions from builders right now. A lot of builders are actually scared because some of these builders have lots that are, houses that have already been built that are sitting there and have not been purchased. I know of a few developments that I've had the sales representatives of those builders have reached out and said, hey, we've got X amount of lots or X amount of homes that are already done, ready to move in, if you have clients that are interested. So we haven't seen that in the past either. It was a house is built and it's already gone. Well, now we're not seeing that. Some of these builders have houses that are sitting, and those houses that are sitting, they need to have those sold. So because of that, some of the builders are also doing, price reductions, and they are also doing different design package options. So new home construction for some, has been a great option, simply because the price is a little bit less than it was before. They don't have to wait. There are some houses that are already ready to move in. So if that hopefully that gives you a little bit of a snapshot of what we are seeing here in Utah of, hey, I'm not sure, is it still a good time to buy? Is it not? Can I afford it? Can I not? Well, some of the things that you may not have been able to afford before, you might be able to afford that now, simply because of the different incentives that we are seeing. And not only with new home construction, but also a lot of sellers are pitching in toward closing costs. I was recently helping some clients, and they wanted to get into this house, and the seller, they needed to sell because they were relocating somewhere else. And the sellers, we are seeing the exact same thing with a lot of resale homes as well. Sellers are wanting to sell, and a lot of the sellers are offering concessions to the buyers, whether it's a free lease back, which we were never seeing that before, Or maybe the sellers are offering help with closing costs. I recently had a seller that, they were throwing out all different sorts of incentives to try and get that home under contract. So if you are thinking about buying or you're thinking about relocating here to Utah and, you're thinking about going and purchasing, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and we'll figure it out. Hey, yeah, you know what? Now's a really good time for you. Or you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe you need to hold off another 6 months or a year from now and we reevaluate. But let's have a chat. Let's have a talk, and we'll figure out if the numbers make sense. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and have a good one. Bye.